you, madam. I reckon you get what you deserve for losing your head in the first place.
Not out there! In here, you stupid scarecrow!
My. I know them legs anywhere. Hey! Hey! Yeah, what are you doing down there, Aunt Sally? Well, you looks quite comfy.
Never mind what I'm doing down here, you ignorant hay-bag. Get me out!
Certainly, Aunt Sally. I'll have you out of there in a brace of shakes. Hey. Well, how many shakes is there in a brace?
Don't stand there chuntering! Get me out!
I wonder where Wurzel is today. Up to no good wherever he is. How do you know he's up to no good? You sound like somebody's granddad.
Yeah, what are you doing over in an old junk shop, Aunt Sally?
Junk shop? What junk shop, I beg leave to ask? Don't you recognize a high-class, upmarket, antique emporium when you see one?
And if this really is an antique high-class, whatchamacallit, like what you said, why for are you stuck in an old washing machine, then?
It is not an old washing machine. For the benefit of your information, I am lodged in a domestic cleaning appliance, circa 1955, refitted, fully overhauled, and comprehensively guaranteed.
What does the little sign say, then?
It says, illiterate pig, this is an antique beechwood Aunt Sally. What has had wooden balls thrown at her by dukes and duchesses and Arabian contesses of the realm, and is now being offered for sale to the highest bidder for a reserve figure of £5,000.
Do you really say all that, Aunt Sally? Wouldn't that little titchy bit of paper?
It says much more than that, but you wouldn't understand the small print. I'm not going to explain it to you.
Why, you suit yourself. Same as I'm not going to help you out this here old washing machine. So I bid you good afternoon. Oh, Aunt Sally, don't start that blubbering and sniveling and weeping.
Don't leave me, Wurzel!
Well, if you really mean that, I'll stay with you forever and ever, Aunt Sally. But I still ain't going to let you out this old washing machine.
Not even if I ask you nicely?
Not even if you was to ask me as nice as treacle pudding.
Not even if I promises to marry you?
Promises to marry me? Here. You'll never know words alone, aren't you?
No, I mean it!
You promise?
Oh, promise. But hurry, my joints is splitting!
No sooner said than done, Aunt Sally. Now, come here.
Wurzel! What you doing? Wurzel!
Now we know where he is.
Stupid scarecrow!
Aunt Sally's with it. I asked her, and she's going to marry old Wurzel.
Look at me! Just look at me! I've never been in such a mess. Look at my bonnet. Oh, my pretty face.
Look, never mind, Aunt Sally. We'll take you for some tea. Come on.
Good.
Aunt Sally's Willie. My. Fizzy pop and a slice of cake. Slice of cake and fizzy pop. Ain't this my lucky day? Hey, yeah, that ain't chocolate cake. I asked particularly for chocolate cake.
Look, stop being so ungrateful. I spent all my pocket money on this.
You'll have to excuse him. He's got no manners. If you don't want your cake, I'll have it.
Now, give me that. That's not your cake.
No.
That's mine.
No.
I'll have that bit. No, that's the limit thing. That's yours.
Really, what a mess! Honestly, if you can't keep these children under control, then you should leave them at home.
Well, I like that.
Oh, good boy, Red. Go fetch us some more cake. Please. And chocolate.
No. Oh, look, go on, John, please. Look, I'll pay back out my piggy bank, I promise. Will you better?
What a nice little woman you are, Missy. Because you're so nice and kind, old Wurzel's going to let you into a secret. Her and me's getting married. No, we ain't. Oh, yes, we is, you double-crossing broomhandle. You promised.
There's no such thing. Marry you? I'm going to marry the Duke of Romania, not a flipping A-Rick.
Yeah, but different when she was stuck in that old washing machine, Missy.
Well, I'm not in it now, am I?
But you can't go back on your promise, Aunt Sally.
Of course I can, silly little
You know what you are? You're cruel, that's what you are. Cruel and vicious and mean. I hope you get his woodworm.
Never mind, Wurzel. You can always marry Earthy Mango.
If she'll have him.
Oh, yes, she'll marry him tomorrow. Especially when she sees the wedding dress.
Wedding dress? What wedding dress?
The one my dad got me from a jumble sale for my fancy dress box. It's white with lovely lace sleeves and a beautiful long train.
Lace sleeves and a beautiful long train. Tell me, little girl, does it have a veil?
A veil? Oh, you mean a veil? Yes, of course.
Oh, a veil. A veil for my pretty face. Wurzel, name the day.
I don't like to know Saturday, I think.
No, not today, you stupid turnip. The day of our wedding.
Wedding? Oh, Aunt Sally, you made me the happiest scarecrow this side of Foggy Bottoms. You'll never regret it, no, never. And I'll work for you, and I'll make a nice home for you, and you'll never want for nothing. And I think I'll have you a slice of cake that is bigger than mine.
Yes, you greedy mattress.
It's not me that's greedy, a walking clothes pick. Look, when we get married, you'll have dry bread to eat, nothing else.
Oh, I will, because I'll put your head in a pot and have vegetable stew.
Oh, man. My. Sit you down, sir. Have a cup of tea and a slice of cake. Aunt Sally, chair. Crowman. Well, you're up to this. How did you know we was there?
A little bird told me.
Gossipy little rubbish breakfast. Come here. Have you been blabbing it out about her and me getting married, have you?
Married? Is this true, Aunt Sally?
Oh, of course it is, Mr. Crewman. And I'm to wear a white gown with lace sleeves and a beautiful train and a veil, which is being made by my personal dressmaker.
Do you really want to go through with this, Wurzel?
With all me heart and straw, you're the boss.
Even though you weren't made for each other?
Well, beg your Holiness's pardon, but we was.
But you weren't. I made you, Wurzel. Which certainly didn't make Aunt Sally.
Of course not. I was made by a fully trained foot carver.
Even so, your effervescence, she'll do for me.
Well, in that case, I'll put up the scarecrow bands.
What do you make of that, Mr. Peters?
Looks me, Mr. Braithwaite. What sort of sign gypsies leave lying around?
Well, there's been no gypsies round here for donkey's years. Besides, that's not a Romany sign.
Oh, I see it's not a Romany sign, of course. Do you really mean anything?
I don't know whether it does or not. All I know is that's the fifth one I've seen in a fortnight.
Hello, you two. Where are you going all dressed up to the nines?
A wedding party.
Well, which is it, a wedding or a birthday party?
A wedding party.
I think you two are having me on. I was just saying, Mr. Peters, they're all dressed up, but they don't seem to know where they're going.
It's a Sunday school treat, isn't it?
Sunday school treat? I thought we were going to Mrs. Bloomsbury Barton's for tea.
A wedding they cracked onto me.
Whose wedding?
Or a birthday party.
What birthday party?
It was only a joke.
Funny sort of joke, I'd say.
Joke's supposed to be funny.
Don't you be so cheeky. And what have you got behind your back?
Nothing.
Well, let's have a look at nothing.
My flowers.
They may look like your flowers, Mrs. Braithwaite, but they're not really your flowers. It's a posy.
What are you two doing in your best clothes with Mrs. Braithwaite's flowers?
If you must know, we're going to a funeral.
Funeral?
A hedgehog's funeral.
A hedgehog's funeral? Oh, bless their little hearts. Go on, then. And don't be late for tea.
Hey, just a minute. There's another one.
I've never been to a scarecrow wedding before. You landlubbers have all the fun.
Fun? Ain't no fun, Mum. It's a solemn ceremony. Thank you to stop winking at the other guests.
Oh, but I can't help it. He's so handsome. Who is he?
Wurzel's cousin Copper from Australia. Went there on a grain ship, so he did when he was a young lad. Came back the same way.
Fancy that. He's got sin in his blood, the same as what I have. Oh.
Hi, Sport, do you know where they've stashed the tubes of ginger beer?
Hey.
Any sign of the bride and groom, Sergeant Beetroot?
I'll just have a ricky, sir. Let me a spyglass, girl. Come on, come on, come on, make it snappy. Won't be long, sir. Scarecrow escort umbrellas up. Smart turn, Wurzel, but I don't see what you've got to grin about.
What I got to grin about? I'm getting married. That's what I got to grin about. Ah, sorry, more
Yes, I am.
Hello there, Saucy Nancy. How are we getting on then? Excuse me.
I am beautiful, I know.
You're going to behave yourself, are you?
Yes, Uncle Wurzel.
You haven't brought that there catapult, have you?
No, Uncle Wurzel.
No. Because if you knocks my head off while I was getting married, I'll knock your head off. And that's just for starters.
And get your straw cut.
My. Cousin Cobber from Australia.
G'day, Blue.
Didn't you like it in Australia, then?
There's nothing the matter with Australia, mate. They got rooks out there the size of bloomin' emus. I tell you, Bruce, a scarecrow can walk tall down under.
But he didn't stop there, then.
Well, I would have done, mate, only I had a few too many tubes of ginger beer and crashed out in a grain elevator. Woke up on the high seas. So, I thought I might as well come and see you spliced, you old ratbag, before I hitch it back to Wagga Wagga.
Fetch me anything from Australia, eh?
Too right, mate.
What?
Pile of crumble bar.
Oh.
Only I ate it. Here. Who's the Sheila?
What's it worth?
Violet crumble bar.
Come on, move yourselves, get into line. Yeah, right next to the groom. The idea. You two little humans, you can sit at the back. Come on, move it by yourselves. Let's not keep the happy couple waiting. Where do you think you're going there?
Get a slice of cake, sir.
You'll have a slice of cake when the wedding is over and not before. Now get yourself into line. Get out of it. All present and correct, sir. Come hither.
Are you Wurzel Hedgerow Gummidge?
That's a funny question, Your Eminence, Mr. Crowmancer. You knows my name, sir, seeing as how you give it me.
Just answer the question, are you Wurzel Hedgerow Gummidge?
That I am, sir. Yes.
And are you Aunt Roll-Up, 3 balls a penny, Sally?
I am.
And who giveth this Aunt Sally away?
Giveth me away? Giveth me away? I beg pardon, Mr. Crowman, for speaking impertinent, but I'm far too precious to be giveth away. I'd have you know that a fairground gentleman once offered 5 guineas for me, sight unsound.
Aunt Sally, if you're going to marry Wurzel, someone has to give you away.
Marry Wurzel? I'm not going to marry Wurzel.
Oh, yes, she is, Your Honor, sir. Yes. She just says she ain't because she's barmy.
Aunt Sally, are you telling me you've changed your mind again?
No, Mr. Crowman. I had no intention of marrying that dirty old scarecrow in the first place. I'm far too grand. The whole idea is prosperous.
Then why, may I ask, have we called all these scarecrows together?
So they can admire me in my beautiful wedding dress, and I can have my photos took, and I can appear in all the papers.
Wurzel, I did warn you.
Well, can't you make her marry me, sir? I mean, I worship the very ground that she stands on, sir. I mean, couldn't you pull her legs off and not give them back until after we're man and wife?
I think Aunt Sally's rotten.
Yeah, me too. I reckon she's a fair pain in the penny. I mean, look at her. With a shape like that, you could use her for rotting out drains.
Don't you talk to my Aunt Sally like that, Cousin Copper, or I'll knock your head off.
Quite right.
Talking of heads, Mr. Crowmancer, I don't suppose you'd happen to have a miserable head hanging around anywhere, would you?
Miserable head?
Yes.
There ain't no such thing.
Well, begging your pardon, Your Holiness, sir, but there must be. You see, because this here is an happy head. And if there's such a thing as an happy head for when I'm happy, well, there must be a miserable head for when I'm miserable.
You've a lot to learn about happiness, Wurzel.
Yes.
Even if Aunt Sally had married you, you don't think you'd have been happy all the time, do you?
That I do, sir. Forever and ever.
No one is, Wurzel. Happiness is like the sunshine. It goes in and out. You wouldn't want the sun to shine day and night, now, would you?
Not if you say so, Your Holiness.
As for your miserable head, Wurzel, you're wearing it now. Oh, yes. Even a happy head can be miserable. Otherwise, how would it know what happiness was? Hey?
Sir, permission to speak, sir.
Yes, Sergeant?
Some of the scarecrows is wondering, sir, if there ain't going to be no wedding, does they get any cake?
Afraid not. No wedding, no cake.
Well, shipmates, if there has to be a wedding and she won't take him on, I wouldn't mind having him aboard.
Me? No, never. You'm too ugly.
Oh, I don't know so much, Bruce. I've seen worse, out in the bush.
Well, why did you marry her then?
Don't mind if I do. Do you fancy travelling back to Australia with me, mate, eh? On the high seas?
The high seas? Oh, Mr. Crowman, sir, please marry us this minute.
Saucy Nancy, just think what you're saying now. Marrying Wurzel's cousin will be almost as bad as marrying Wurzel himself.
Oh, but I don't care, sir. To get back on the high seas, I'd marry the ship's parrot. Oh, please, Mr. Crowman, sir, say your splices.
Well, I suppose if you didn't, you'd still run away with him to Australia.
Yes, I would. As fast as my wheels would carry me.
Then I'd better make an honest figurehead of you. And Wurzel, if you'll stop snivelling for a moment, you could be Cobber's best scarecrow.
That's the scarecrow, sir. Oh, Wurzel. You hear that, Aunt Sally? Stupid old Wurzel's gonna be the bestest scarecrow.
Well, let's get on with it.
All right, scarecrows, you heard what Mr. Crowman said. Let's have a modicum decorum and a nice straight line. Come on, get into line. That's right. And that includes you.
Aye.
Get here, get into line.
Thank you, Sergeant. Are you Cobber Outback Gummidge?
Too right, Blue.
Are you the figurehead of the fishing vessel, the Saucy Nancy, registered at Kingston upon Hull?
Aye, sir.
Who giveth this figurehead away?
Give her away. I wouldn't even throw her away.
I'll give her away, sir, with the greatest of pleasure. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Sergeant. Cobber Outback Gummidge. Repeat after me. I, Cobber Outback Gummidge,
I, Cobber Outback Gummidge,
take thee, the Saucy Nancy, as my wife,
do take thee, Saucy Nancy, as me wife,
in sunshine and in snow,
in sunshine and in snow,
at seed scattering time and in harvest,
at seed scattering time and in harvest,
in new clothes or old,
in new clothes or in old,
through plague and pestilence, fire and water,
through plague and pestilence, fire and water,
till both of us fall to pieces.
till we both fall to pieces.
And now the Saucy Nancy. Repeat after me. I, Saucy Nancy,
I, Saucy Nancy.
take thee, Cobber Outback Gummidge.
I, Aunt Sally, do take thee, the Archduke of Romania, Bulgaria, and most of Egypt, to be my husband, in sunshine and in snow, with crowns of jewels and diamonds and rubies and emeralds.
Fire and water,
Through plague and pestilence, fire and water.
till both of us...
I, Wurzel Edgerow Gummidge, to take thee, Aunt Sally, as my wife, in sunshine and in snow, in seed scattering time and in harvest.
Apples for health, corn for plenty, berries for happiness. By the wind and the rain and all the seasons, I pronounce thee scarecrow and wife. Oh, cheer up, Wurzel. And you, Aunt Sally. Your part of the ceremony is just beginning.
Our part of the ceremony, sir? What's it going to do with us? Might just as well chuck us in the dustbin.
Speak for yourself. Has our part of the ceremony got anything to do with a cake, Mr. Cronin?
Indeed it has, Mom. At every scarecrow wedding, the wedding feast is commenced with the ceremony of throwing the cake, which is traditionally led by the best scarecrow and the chief bridesmaid themselves.
Oh, bliss!
There's somebody over there, isn't that one?
Dreams and creations, take your partners for the scarecrow hop.